Hello, this is Manesh Patel from the EII Capital Group. Today is May 22, 2011. This is our weekly Ichimoku analysis for the currency market. Let's begin. This is our normal disclaimer. This is to state this is for educational use only. All charts are in Thinkorswim or TradeStation or freestockcharts.com, and the music is by Guitaro. Here are my contact details. If you have any questions, you can contact me here at mpatel@eiicapital.com. Or you could access any of our free videos at ichimokutrade.com, or you can follow us on Twitter at ichimokutrading. Okay, we got a lot to cover, so let's begin. Let's go straight to our heat map. Over here, let me just shrink it down some. If you've been following us, you know what our heat map is. D0 is basically Ichimoku rating today on a daily time frame. This is the daily Ichimoku rating from 5 days ago. W0 is basically the Ichimoku rating from this week, and W1 is the Ichimoku rating from 1 week ago. What we're looking for on bullish scenarios, we're looking for 5 to 8, where 8 being extreme bullish, and -5 to -8, where -8 being extreme bearish. So you're looking for scenarios where D0 is a 5 for bullish, and where it increased from the previous week, and then you want the weekly to be supporting it too, so it's got to be bullish too, and for bearish vice versa. So again, we're looking down this list. Pound USD we'll look at. It's kind of borderline 3, still a little ways to go on the daily, but we'll definitely look at that. New Zealand USD went the opposite way. Australian USD is one we'll definitely look at. I'm just writing these down. Okay. US CAD, nothing really there. US Switzy just still saying -5, so nothing really there, but we'll look at it anyways because that's a major currency pair. And just scrolling down the list, there's not seems to be anything much more. We'll look at Switzy Yen. That's borderline because it's at a 4 and it increased, and the weekly is 7.2, so that's good. Euro Switzy is at extreme on the bearish side. If you look here, all these are the extremes here. We'll look at those too. They're all euro based against New Zealand. We'll look at those in a minute. And then just scrolling down, New Zealand CAD is strong, went stronger. Looks like it's trying to influence the weekly now. So I'm just writing these down. Euro, Pound Switzy. Got a lot to look at this week because things kind of changed. Last week there was nothing really there. Things like it seems like they're getting on borderline here, and that's it. Okay, so let's go and look straight at our charts. Remember, on the left hand side is basically our weekly time frame. On the right hand side is basically our daily time frame. Okay, so if you look at this chart, and let's zoom in here. You can see in the weekly time frame, we're going to look at that. We're basically in the pullback phase right now between the Tinkinson and the Cajunson. Major supports at 39.06, major resistance at 44.79. So really nothing there until it breaks one of those two levels and determine what's going to happen there. If you look at the daily time frame, it is in the cloud, so it's consolidating, and the future cloud is getting ready to flip over. So this has a little more tilt to the bearish side. So since the daily has a tilt to the bearish side right now, it may look like we're on a weekly. We're going to sit there and go to 39.06. So just be patient and wait and see what happens. But really, there's no trade there. I don't really like going against the trend. Remember, this is a bullish trend here. This is the counter trend right now. So if you're going to bet on it going down, just be careful and keep your stops very tight. Pound USD, again, same thing. It's between the Tinkinson and Cajunson, so it's in the pullback. Its major support levels is 1.6044. Resistance levels are 1.6340. So those are the resistance levels there. But if you look at the daily time frame, same thing as the Euro USD. It's got a little more bearish tilt to it. Things are kind of weakening here, and you kind of expect that because it's pulling back here. So it looks like it's trying to get to 6044, but we'll see what happens shortly with that. US CAD. US CAD is still, if you look at his weekly time frame, still bearish trending here. Major resistance now is 98.65. Major support is going to be around 96.49 as far as the weekly is concerned. And it's closely to the daily too. You can see on the daily it's trying to pop its head out of the cloud. Let me change this to candlesticks so people can see this. It's trying to pop its head out of the cloud here, but you know, it's still not quite there yet. It's trying and trying, but be careful. The future cloud is still bearish, so even though if it pulls out, it's going to sit there, go up for a little while, and then probably pull back down. So remember, it's got to break 98.65 for the weekly to finish and start entering a major pullback. So that's key to remember on that one. Okay, US yen. US yen is just in a state of influx. If you look at it, really nothing there at all. It's trying to sit there and still trying to go bullish. It's got to break above 92.53 to go bullish, and the resistance support levels here is 80.61. So you know that's kind of there. If you look at the daily time frame, it's nothing there at all. But this thing does have a little more bullish tilt now. You can see finally the future cloud is starting to flip on the weekly time frame, which is good. But still, it's still consolidating, so really nothing there at all. US Switzy. If you look at US Switzy, it held its minor resistance level at 89.45 last week. Major resistance is going to be 93.08, but it's not even getting there at all. So you know the key is it's got to break 98.45 to enter a pullback phase on the weekly, which could be a bullish trend on the daily. And if you look here, nothing here at all. So we just gotta be patient and wait for this thing to start triggering. But if you look at the daily time frame, it does sit there. Looks like it's trying to go bullish. This next couple of days are going to be key for the US Switzy. For next 3 trading days specifically are going to be key. If it consolidates, it's going to give more momentum to the bullish side. If it starts moving down, then this thing's going to tank or retest the lows at least. And then at that point, we'll see what happens. Momentum is still very, very strong as far as the weekly time frame is concerned. Nothing weak at all. So this thing's still bearish if you look at it. Australian USD, we haven't looked at that one. That was on our list. If you look at the weekly time frame, it's still bullish trending. Minor support level is going to be 1.0474, and major is going to be 1.0273 as far as the weekly is concerned. If you look at the daily time frame, this was trending bullish. It pulled back. It's in a major pullback right now, and just kind of consolidating right around this area, which is not good for the bulls at all. So if it doesn't break out in the next 3 trading days, then this thing's going to have trouble trying to go up, and then possibly can sit there and pull back, go to its minor support at 1.074, and then also its major support maybe of 1.0273. So only time will tell. New Zealand USD, same thing. Australian USD, so nothing really to talk about here. A little more bullish tilt than the Australian USD. You notice that? So if you're definitely going to go bullish on something, I'll probably choose this one. And you could see price has also gone above the Cajun Sin on the daily too. So it's got to push up a little more right now. If it does, this thing's going to get momentum back in the daily and going to start trending, retest the highs, and possibly break right through it. So that's that one. Let's go look at Switzy yen. This is bullish trending, as you could see from the weekly time frame. Held last week and went up drastically, which is really good. If you look at the daily is still one big mess. So if it consolidates or pulls back here, the Tinkins and Cajuns can realign, and at that point you could possibly set up to break this double top here, or whatever you want to call it, the triple top that may form, but you have a chance of breaking through there very soon. Let's go look at New Zealand CAD. New Zealand CAD on a weekly time frame is kind of consolidating. If you look at the daily time frame, it is bullish trending completely here. You could see it's been holding the Cajun Sin very well. Made a nice move up last week, and you could see here that the weekly is starting to convert. So if it consolidates up here now, I think, and then sits there and pushes up, I think the weekly is going to be set up to go bullish too and move forward. But this thing definitely has got to break above 0.7800 in order to start a trend on the weekly time frame. And then lastly, pound Switzy. You could see from the weekly time frame it's bearish trending, looks very, very nice. Minor supports at 46.44. Major is going to be at 4015. But if you look here on the daily time frame, it's got to at least get above here 44.18 before we even start looking at this. If it gets above 44.18, the next level we'll get to is 46.44. So we got to just wait for it to break here at 44.07 before we even start looking at anything bullish at all. If you're looking at bearish, remember this thing's been trading for a very long time. It would be dangerous to sit there and try to maybe go bearish on this one now. That's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. Speak to you next.